warrants right now.
Tonight, actor Timothy Busfield is out of jail. A judge denying the state's motion to keep him behind bars until his trial on child sex abuse charges.
So, Mr. Busfield, I'll set the following conditions of release.
Emotional moments as his wife breaks down in tears. Moments later, she left the courthouse.
It means I'm getting to hold my husband in a few hours. I haven't seen him since he got in the car to drive here.
We have team coverage. Sasha Leninger with new evidence from the defense.
But first, John Rapolo live from MDC, where Busfield just left hours ago.
Yeah, good evening from MDC. Timothy Busfield leaving MDC about 2.5 hours ago. He drove out of here with his attorney, of course, avoiding all the reporters and photographers that were gathered right here at the front gate. Bernalillo County Judge David Murphy released Timothy Busfield from MDC while he awaits trial on child sexual abuse charges. His wife, Melissa Gilbert, breaking down in tears inside the courtroom.
I don't find that there's been sufficient presentation that this defendant may commit new crimes if released pending trial. There's no evidence of a pattern of criminal conduct.
Prosecution argued Busfield is a danger to the community and has a history of alleged sexual misconduct over the last several decades, including settling a lawsuit.
And there is nothing besides the state showing the history of the defendant that weighs for why he should continue to be held.
The state argued that the alleged sexual abuse took place on the set of The Cleaning Lady. The director of photography on the show said it never happened.
Is it possible that Mr. Busfield inappropriately touched SL on the set of The Cleaning Lady?
No.
A Warner Brothers investigation cleared Busfield of any wrongdoing. Busfield's attorney said the child's parents have a history of fraud. Initially, the boys told police they were never touched by Busfield, but later disclosed abuse during therapy.
I guess the question here is, if the boys said that this never happened, why are we here?
Busfield's conditions of release include no unsupervised contact with minor children. He's allowed to leave the state and can't violate any laws. And Busfield will also be required to check in with pretrial services here in Albuquerque. We're live at MDC. John Rapolo, KOAT, Action 7 News.
And tonight we're learning more about new evidence filed in the case.
The defense filing audio recordings of interviews with APD and the reported victim. Sasha Leninger has those details.
We do not know what was said before or after these short audio clips. They're no longer than 30 seconds and are from November of 2024. We hear investigators asking both children if Busfield touched them inappropriately. At the time, both of them saying no. Take a listen.
You know no one could touch your private areas?
Yeah, but he didn't touch them.
Doesn't touch your private parts? Okay. You know where people can't touch, where people can't do? Yeah, you know that, right? Does Tim ever do that?
No, he's never touched me.
According to court documents, the victims did not reveal the alleged inappropriate behavior by Busfield until after therapy sessions. Their mother says it was in September of 2025 when they told a counselor that Busfield touched their private parts over their clothes multiple times, both telling investigators in October of 2025 that they did not say anything because they didn't want to get in trouble. We asked our legal expert what these audio recordings could mean for both sides.
The prosecution tried to counter that and say, look, sometimes children delay their disclosures of abuse. I've prosecuted a number of these cases when I was a prosecutor, and I agree that's true, that a child can disclose something later in time. But this particular audio does support the defense claim that these are fake charges in that sense. So there's a lot of information on both sides.
According to the criminal complaint, both victims were groomed and doctors did diagnose one of the children with PTSD. In the studio, I'm Sasha Leninger, KOAT, Action 7 News.
Stay with KOAT for continuing coverage of the criminal case against Timothy Busfield, both on air and KOAT.com.